Motivate, that's MOTIV, the number 8, fitmeals.com. It's a gourmet food company, and we deliver every Sunday. We love what we do. We put good juju, good energy into the food. It's fun. The meals are different every week. I've been doing this about 17 years. So my goal is to change lives. And tonight we're going to be interviewing Ricardo Chavez, who's an actor, an author, a life coach, has a lot of fun things going on. So we'll get into that in just a little bit. Other thing that I have on deck is I also have an online personal training platform. I'm going to have a 3D version of myself teaching you all the things about fitness, fun, motivation, and my motto is to make it stupid simple. So be sure to look out for that. Let me turn it over real quickly to Ricardo. How are you doing tonight?
I'm very excited to be here. Thank you.
We're excited to have you here.
Fantastic.
So, as I said, you are an author, an actor, a good juju aficionado, as I like to call you, which is good energy for those of you that don't know what good juju is. And he's part of my Good Vibe Fit Tribe. We've known each other for some time. He has great energy. He's got a lot of exciting things going on that are in alignment with some of the things that I'm doing as a coach. He also is doing a food plan with my company, Motivate Fit Meals, and we're going to be journeying his transformation in a healthy, functional, fun way. We do not diet down, so let me just put that out there. And why don't you tell us a little bit about how you're enjoying the food, how you're feeling, how your energy is?
Well, I'm feeling fantastic. Mostly, more than the food, is the good juju that this girl has. I learned that term, and I love it because there's no other way to explain how you feel when you train with her, when you get inspired, motivated. You get taught about how you should eat, because everything is about how you eat. So, yeah, I mean, your food is fantastic. I mean, guys, if you don't have time, there's no excuse. You don't have time if you have to go to work and you have to go to the gym and all that. Mo is the answer. You have the food is delicious. You don't feel that you are dieting. You can eat salmon and rice, but a good one. Good stuff, no added stuff, no artificial stuff. I am not hungry no hungry at all, and I'm very happy.
Yeah, our portion sizes, that's one of the things that we pride ourselves on. And my chef was the former executive chef of Ruth Chris for about 20 years. He's very passionate about what he does, as am I and the rest of my team. And we actually met at a fitness event. So it's funny how life works, because the exercise is a very important component about losing weight and feeling good. As a trainer of 18 years, I've enjoyed what I've done, but there was always a missing link. So you can train, but if you're not eating the right way, and that doesn't mean eating tilapia and green beans every night. Like he said, you can eat gourmet meals, you can enjoy your food. It's really about building your metabolism up, and that's one of the things that my company, Motivate Fit Meals, tries to achieve. So when we met after we had a spinning class, actually, it was an event outside, and we started talking, and as I naturally do, I ask about his fitness, about his food, what are you doing in terms of the food? And what I found is most people have a misconception of how important the food is compared to the training. My job is not just to sell the food, but also to educate how important the food is compared to exercise. Resting, sleeping, being mindfully sound, and feeding your body. So you can actually eat more and lose fat, which is a very interesting conception for most people, because most marketing companies teach the opposite, to just cut calories. So we got together, we looked at what he was doing. Like most men, a lot of men train, and they're not eating enough to fuel their bodies, which is why they're not seeing changes. So stay tuned, because we're going to be going through his transformation as week by week we increase his macronutrients and calories and change up the food and see how his training goes, etc.
And you have fun during the process, which is the best part. You enjoy the whole process.
Yeah.
Try it out.
We also have, if you look at our website, which is, again, www.motivate, MOTIV, the number 8, fitmeals.com. You can also give us a call. My customer service reps are also coaches that are knowledgeable about fitness, weight loss, etc. So you can give them a call if you want to know what types of food you should be eating. And the number is 954-379 5710. Aside from the food, why don't you tell us a little bit more about some of the other things you're doing in terms of wellness, life coaching, how we linked up because we have the same vision of helping people and changing lives?
I have been an actor for 35 years. It's been a fantastic journey. And, having this tool of being famous or being well known in some markets around the world gives you a fantastic opportunity of helping people. It's great to be an actor, it's great to be recognized and all that, and it's fun. But you have the responsibility as well. If you get a talent, you work for it, but you have been so lucky to be working in what you love, and you can give away what you have. In this case, I decided to write a book. I'm an author of the book, Your Life Does Not Have to Be a Soap Opera, which is not about soap operas. And I talk about reincarnation, cause and effect, the spiritual realm that moves everything around our lives, the importance of the law of attraction, the real law of attraction, the law of vibration, in a very fun and entertaining way. That's what I have been told.
And that was something we talked about the night we were exercising on a Friday night. And we started talking about spirituality. And it's funny because if you have that conversation with the right people, that's why they say your vibe attracts your tribe, the conversation will continue to flow. And if they don't, you see they drop off. When you start talking about good juju and vibration and frequency, and they're like, what language are you speaking? But it encompasses, as he was saying, that's why we started talking about working together, because it's not just about a healthy mindset is not just going to the gym, training, and having the exterior of a healthy lifestyle. The internal part of it is so much more important, because if you don't have the mindfulness, the consciousness, the spirituality, which is a lot of what his book talks about, then you have a huge part of the pie that you're missing, and you will always feel like something is missing.
Exactly.
Right?
The outside, our physical bodies, is only the manifestation of what is going on inside. Everything starts inside, and we should know that because we have been told for millenniums. So when I met this girl, it was like it had to happen. I was not supposed to go there. She told me something similar, and something happens to her. Stuff like this happens for a reason.
Synchronicity.
And it's synchronicity, exactly. And now we are creating a lot of good juju around people and trying to help as much as we can.
Yep, and going back to the food, that's another part of it. I also love the fact that my chef, he's also into these things. And our company, we used to be nationwide. We went back locally because it's really important to my team members and myself, anybody that I work with, if Ricardo and I, as we've been talking about doing some workshops and conferences together, that we share the same goal and being authentic. So when my chef says, he has to make sure he's in a good mood, because I even believe that the energy you put into your food has a lot to do with how you feel. And it's not just about processed chemicals, which we don't ever use, cage-free eggs, hormone-free, all of that good stuff. But more importantly, the energy and the community around it. And I'm a Floridian, but I grew up in Michigan. So having that Midwest mentality, the values are a little bit different than South Florida. And having a great team where most of us are actually from the Midwest with my company, Motivate Fit Meals, it makes a big difference. And when we decided to go back locally, the people that we work with, even having, some of the people that we sponsor, some of, like Ricardo, the actors and people that represent the brand, it's very important to us that they share the same goals, and they see the importance that it's not just food, it's not just fitness, it's mindfulness, spirituality, it's the full circle.
Yeah, everything is love, guys. The love is the highest vibration there is, and as Monica is telling you, even when you prepare your food, it's so important to be loving what you're doing, because you're giving love to somebody who's going to eat it and get all the benefits from it. So, that's why I wrote the book. I started speaking around and doing all these workshops and things that are in one way or another giving some light and sharing some light around for so many people who are suffering now, who are in pain, who have lost the hope. And every one of us have some talent or some, even a tiny possibility of doing good. So let's pay the rent of the planet and
pay it forward. That good karma.
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Let's do this. That's what I always love to say. Why don't we talk a little bit about, you have some other things going on. You said you've got the workshops, the seminars. What else do we have on deck? I know that you and me have talked about using the food, using the fitness. I personally love using my food company and my history of being an overweight child as my personal story, why I have a food company, why my business has moved mostly online so that I can reach a larger audience. For you being an actor, you're already in front of a ton of people, but I would gather that being in front of people in a workshop, you have a more personal relationship with them. So is that something that you're looking to continue?
Yes, it's important. I mean, when you are in a workshop, you have 30, 50 people. When you give a conference, you may have 500. That's great. And that's a way to convince them or inspire them to go forward and look for more light and start a new life and help them to transform themselves. I don't like the term life coach because nowadays everybody and their mother is a life coach. I just want to be able to help people transform themselves into the best version of the dreams.
Yep, and that's so funny.
We are capable of that.
Yeah, and that's what I say. You like transformation coach, I like motivational coach, and people started saying that to me as a trainer, that you're not training people, and it becomes less and less physical. My training, and that was the irony. I come from a bodybuilding world. For 16 years, I started in fitness at 17. I'm 34, and then it started transitioning into, well, what do you do first thing in the morning? Do you listen to the news? Do you understand how important that is? That your mind is the most impressionable first thing in the morning. What do you eat for breakfast? Because the food you put into your body will fuel you for the rest of the day. If you eat something with tons of chemicals, you're going to feel like a zombie in the morning, and then your work is not going to be as productive. You're not going to have a thirst for life. I met with a couple of cops last week, actually, because we're going to be doing a transformation with the North Miami Beach Police. And I literally said to them at the workshop, you don't realize it, but if you don't eat healthy fats, your brain functioning will be slower. It could be a matter of life and death on the job because you didn't eat enough avocados for the day. And that's the truth. But the energy at a conference, I would, for me, that's why I love being in front of a larger group, and especially, like tonight, being able to talk to a wider group of people. There's something different. Not that it's not fabulous when you have a one-on-one interaction, when somebody's doing lunges and they feel great, or like their booty's tight. But when you see somebody who takes what you have told them through your life lessons and like your book and what you've applied, and then you see that it helps so many other people going through the same thing, that resonates.
If you can consult even one person, help them transform one person out of 1,000, the mission is accomplished. Even if it's one at a time, you are going through this transition of the planet and of humanity. I'm sure you have noticed it. Maybe you don't know what's going on, but it's going on something big. So let's wake up and start doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Prepare.
Yep. Energetically, people are getting more curious about their spirituality, about their purpose. I was noticing that. I would have a client come up to me and we would start talking about weight loss, but then it always transitioned to their personal story, their problems, unhappiness, and it's because we don't know ourselves and we need to get to know ourselves better.
Because they may lose the weight and have a good body and they're still sad.
And that's what I started saying. I would say to people, okay, you're here to train with me, but what's really going on? You want to lose weight physically, but what's going on emotionally? It empowers. For women, they love the camaraderie of group classes or working together because it strengthens them. Men are wired a little bit differently. And I know that, you also have trained some guys before, and, you as a man, you guys think differently. And that's, my food, my fitness, everything that ties in together as a coach. Just like you, a life coach, I don't think, at least for me, really encompasses what I hope to do. I want to motivate people, and even the things that we've talked about doing, workshops. I want people to high five and to feel good and, to eat my food and to feel like they're doing something. They're not starving themselves.
Yes, reach their goals and be happy. And for that, it's also very important to prepare your souls, your minds in the morning. Meditation, guys, is so important. And I'm not talking about being in a loto position for half an hour and, everything is aching. Well, at least for me, 5 minutes every morning, 5 minutes every night. Do it. If you don't know how to do it, ask Mo or read my book.
Yep.
Because I talk about it a little bit.
And I'll tell you, when I started motivational speaking and I started the whole meditation thing, I was so on the other end of it. My sister, she's very into it. And I used to say, as a fitness bodybuilder type, the hemp wearing, tree hugging, green juice drinking. And the biggest joke was on me because then life happened and I had to quiet the noise and I had to sit down in silence. But a lot of people that I coach now on how to meditate, I try to make it stupid simple. And everybody thinks that meditation, like you said, you have to be on top of a mountain and in, a certain pose. It's not. It's just the art of doing nothing. And then you really figure out what you're telling yourself.
You can literally organize your goals and reach what you want if you create it first in your mind, if your imagination, because then you can manifest it in the physical world. Everything happens first in a different realm. That's what people don't get. It's not just repeating 1,000 times, I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich. Your logical mind says, no, you're not rich, you're broke. So it doesn't work. But if you really go deep into meditation little by little and you see that richness, everything is connected through the universal plasma. And if you vibrate at a certain frequency, like right now, you're listening to us and seeing us because of the frequency you are connected with. So the same happens when we meditate.
Right.
You create and then you manifest, and believe me, it happens. It works.
And it all happens for a reason. Everybody says that. So if you're watching, there's a reason that you're tuning into 95.3 FM tonight.
Exactly.
So let's talk a little bit about, you have another book that you're going to be coming up with, correct?
I have like 3 or 4 more books that I have been writing. As an actor, I learned that it's very important to create your own opportunities. So I like to produce and I have to write my stuff. I have written a couple of web series that I haven't produced yet, looking for investors. Anybody out there, you're welcome to call me. And I have this new book that I have been writing for a while. It's a fantastic novel. It would be my first novel, fiction book. And I won't tell you a lot about it, but it talks a little bit about my life in 16th century. Yes, my life, when a
past
previous
lives.
life, connected with today's life. So my idea is to write the book and then after launching it, make it a movie, which I hope to be acting. Unless it takes me so long, I'm going to be so old, I won't be able to do it. So, but yeah, that's another project. And the other 3 books that I hope to be launching very, very soon.
I mean, that's another topic in itself, is past lives. And it's so interesting how the fitness world and the health and wellness world, the spirituality, it seems like everybody's getting more curious on that, on spirituality, on past lives. I have a friend who does past life regression. Will tell you where you were. There's even, my acupuncturist believes that if you have a hip pain, it could be because of an emotional, romantic problem you had in a past life. So there's all these different philosophies, some of which are still very new to me. And yeah, I'm resonating with a lot of that. And as a coach, I always say I practice what I post on Instagram and Facebook, for example, because you can't be an authentic coach, in my opinion, if you haven't experienced it. You can read, you can get life coach degrees and classes, and that was always my personal problem. Like you said, you have a stigma with life coaching. I too, and coming to South Florida, you meet a lot of people that claim a lot of things. So the term itself doesn't even really matter to me. As Motivate Mo, my job is to give good juju out. And that's good energy, good vibration. And, Ricardo and me were of the same soul tribe, if some of you know what that means. And we have the same goal. And when you have strength in numbers that want to empower and do something as opposed to just one person, cool things can start happening.
Exactly. I mean, guys, as she said, everything happens for a reason. And the same way we were connected and we are now doing this and hopefully inspiring you in any way, believe me, you have the power to do it right now. Even with a prayer, you can do the job. Just look around your mind, your soul. Look inside, you will get the answer. I don't want to get all hippie, but it's just a matter of trying it out.
Yep. And I'm sure some of you, your wheels are turning right now. If what we're talking about is resonating with you, go ahead and give us a call at 888-565-1470. We want to know your thoughts. We want to know if you're interested in what we're talking about, if you've been thinking some of the same things, if you resonate with us talking about the vibration of fitness, food, the juju, the energy, everything that you put into your body. What I found myself, like I said, is for me, my food company, the energy, helping people on this level is definitely this new chapter in my life. And, you know, for example, being here tonight, speaking with you, given the opportunity to speak to more people about these things, this is what changes generations. Even my company, Motivate Fit Meals, we have a kids meal. We have a kids menu, and even kids are interested in some of these things.
That's great.
If you watch the Disney Channel, which when I was doing market research for my kids' meals, because I wanted my kids to actually like the food that they were eating, and kids will tell you the truth.
Yeah.
So if you give them healthy peanut butter and jelly and they don't like it, because most kids are so used to processed foods, they will tell you. And we beta tested it for a while with my team, and I started watching the Disney Channel just to get a feel for what kids are watching. And part of me was really surprised how mature some of these shows were, but there were so many positive messages, you know, with that movie Brave, and, you know, with little girls, you can be whatever you want to be. And I think that more adults need stuff like that.
Yes.
We need more movies, more channels that empower us and remind us our inner child.
Kids nowadays, they're not the same incarnated kids that we were or before us. I mean, I don't know if you have heard about the indigo kids, the crystal kids, doesn't matter the term. Very enlightened spirits are reincarnated now to help on this transition. Again, it's not new age stuff, it's just happening. And I'm sure you guys are connected with boys or girls that you are like, wow, how's this kid is speaking at a year and a half, and this other one is playing piano, and this one, how does he know that? It's just because they are more elevated doesn't mean they are for sure going to be successful, because that's our job as parents, as tutors, as motivators or inspirers. We need to mold that and help them to get to the right path. They have the intelligence, they have the morality in a way, but we need to help them.
That's what I like to say. You want to learn something about life, spend 10 minutes with a 5-year-old.
Oh yeah.
Because you'll be amazed. When I worked with my kids, and I had about 6 of them sitting at a table to try my macaroni and cheese, my lasagna, but all healthy versions. And if you just watching them videotape and their live reaction of either they liked it or they didn't, but you can learn a lot spending a few minutes with a kid.
With kids.
They're so authentic.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
But that for me, the kids, and that's why I have my kids menu, because I wanted to think with training, with coaching. I started coaching moms, for example, and then they would bring their kids along, and they would, because they didn't have time, and I would say, bring them. I don't care. I love working with kids. I'm super silly myself, and the kids see what the parents are doing. That in itself is super powerful. And then when you involve them, that's what I found out as I was testing these kids out with my meals. They wanted to know more about eating healthy. They were excited to tell me, that they know what a purple tomato is. So in one respect, I was beta testing them because I wanted to do a kids menu. But then I found out I was doing workshops for little kids, and they're super excited about it. And they know a lot.
And you give them the tools to be successful and happy.
Yeah.
How many kids? I mean, I was lucky enough to have a dad who forced me to do exercise since I was 4 years old. He forced me. Oh, man, I thank him so much every single day.
Yep.
Otherwise, I would be, I don't know, maybe fat or unhappy with myself and my image.
Sure.
I mean, even though physical body is not as important as spiritual one, it's important because that's how we look. That's how we manifest our intentions. Our mind is through our physical body. So it's our vehicle. It's important.
Absolutely. And I grew up Polish and Colombian, so on both sides. Every weekend, it was a party surrounded by food. And even today, the kids don't know any better. It's our job to teach them. So that's what we hope to do with Motivate Fit Meals, with Ricardo and me working together on some workshops. It's changing lives. But how do you change lives? I think, first of all, you have to be authentic. Live it yourself. Speak about it. Make it fun. High five. For me, I try to make it stupid simple and just have a good time with it.
Yeah. Oh, before I leave, guys, I mean, can I say my website?
Sure.
www.ricardochavez.com, or follow me. I'm everywhere on social networks. I'm sure you will find something of interest, or you can just blame me for anything you heard that is not good. So
Yeah, and be sure to look out for our stuff. I'm going to go ahead and give you my plug real quick. It's Motivate Fit Meals, www.motivate, MOTIV, the number 8, fit, FIT, meals.com. You can also give us a call if you have any questions. We have several menu options that we change every week. The number is 954-379-5710. We want to thank you guys for joining us tonight. Thank you, Ricardo,
Thank
for
you.
being here.
Thank you.
It was great. Lots of good energy in here, and hopefully much more to come. We are going to go ahead and wish everybody a wonderful Monday. Have a great rest of the week. Enjoy the new moon, the new juju. I think we're in Leo season. I'm not sure.
I have no clue.
And with that, we are out. So have a good night, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to Tell Us Your Biz. Take care.
This has been Tell Us Your Business, where a special guest comes on every week and tells us what they do. All shows can be seen on amp2.tv, and if you wish to be a guest, call 866-224-5422 and tell us about your business. That's 866-224-5422. This has been an amp2.tv production.